All right, guys, welcome into my official NFL Divisional Round Pick'em predictions, where I fill out my percent chance on who I think is going to win all of these games. And guys, last week I did very well. I got all of the auto locks right, meaning all the games that I thought, there was a 100% chance of winning. I got all those right. The two games that I got wrong was the Giants beating Minnesota, and that's, my fault. I mean, everyone saw that coming. I was kind of trying to overthink it and say no, but the Giants definitely outplayed Minnesota. They just look like a better team. I mean, everything we thought about Minnesota being total frauds turned out to be correct, and really it's due to their bad defense. And then the other game I got wrong, I mean, the Chargers blowing a 27-0 lead. What are you going to do about that? I like the Chargers to beat Jacksonville. Jacksonville comes back. If you lose a game while the opposing quarterback throws 4 interceptions, it's disgusting. It's almost like it would have been better. You see some of these games, it would have been better if the Chargers went into halftime tied, not up by 20. It's just weird how it works sometimes. And then we will go to my picks this week. So the Jaguars and the Chiefs, I'm not going to say the Chiefs have a 100% chance. I definitely think they will win. I'm going to put it on 80 just because there is a lot of talk that the Jaguars are good value. What are they, plus 7.5? I think they're plus 8.5 right now. I'm guessing that line will go down. But, in recent memory, the one seeds coming off buys, it's hard for them to cover spreads within 7 or 8 points, which is the situation this upcoming weekend for the divisional round. So it's a situation with Jacksonville where they're playing with complete house money. The Chiefs cannot run the ball. They're super one-dimensional, and the Chiefs really have no momentum. They were off last week. They didn't even play the Sunday before. They played the Saturday before, so it's been a very extended break, which is good and bad. You get everybody rested, but you also have the rust situation. Maybe Jacksonville jumps out ahead early in this one. I've got the Chiefs winning 27-24, so I'll say 80% chance, basically agreeing with the model that has 84. The Giants-Eagles, I think the Giants win this game in an upset. I'm not going to touch this one. Honestly, I might give like a 51% chance to the Giants. I'm just staying away from the Eagles this week. The way it sets up for them with Jalen Hurts playing one game in the last month, and the only game he played was against backups for the Giants who weren't even trying because they already had their seed locked in. And then you see the Giants, this team, Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones, Dable, the whole narrative emerge, controlling Minnesota, big drive after big drive, Daniel Jones embracing running the ball, very, very key, turning into a legitimate dual threat quarterback, and also being confident and accurate to hit, his receivers. So, guys, I think the Giants can win this game in an upset. That's what I predicted. When it comes to this, you can't give them a 100% chance or even 70% chance. So I'll just keep it basically 50-50. But because I do think the Giants pull off the upset, and recent history with these one seeds, especially a team like the Eagles, who've had a quarterback injury, who have no momentum. It's just, and they've also had very little playoff experience with Jalen Hurts. This team is completely ripe for an upset against the team that is really coming in with a ton of momentum. This is what happens in the NFL. I'm not saying the Giants have a better roster than the Eagles. They don't. But in a when you get these two teams together, when you see the way they're trending, I'll take the Giants to win this game outright. Barely, but I'll take them. Next, we have the Bengals and the Bills. So this is one I have to go all the way in on Buffalo to win. And really, it's a trend thing. And it's almost like the same thing with Tom Brady last week, where people are not seeing these games clearly. You're going to get a narrative that the Bills barely beat Skylar Thompson and a third-string quarterback, and you're facing Joe Burrow. There's no way you can win. Guys, literally everything went right for Miami to keep that game close. It was 17-3
It was one fourth down stop by Buffalo away from that game finishing 45-10. I'm not kidding. That's how close it was. Everything went Miami's way. They got a lot of fluke fourth down conversions. They got pass interference calls. They were outgained by 200 yards, and they still lost to Buffalo. Buffalo is my pick to win the Super Bowl. Cincinnati, they're very one-dimensional. They struggle to run the ball even with Joe Mixon, and they honestly probably should have lost to a Baltimore team who, was without Lamar Jackson. They're going in for the touchdown in a 17-17 game, and it's a virtual 14-point swing on the crazy Sam Hubbard goal line 99-yard return. That's a great play. It's good for football, I agree. But in terms of me really liking Cincinnati, them beating Baltimore 24-17, where they kind of got lucky, I'm not going to have much faith in them on the road in Buffalo. But I do have to respect Joe Burrow. He's ridiculously good against the spread in his career, and they are 5-point underdogs. But I'm saying the Bills get it done at home, and they do make it to the AFC Championship game, very likely against Kansas City, unless Jacksonville is somehow able to upset them. Then Buffalo hosts Jacksonville, but if Kansas City and Buffalo both win, that's the neutral site game due to the Cincinnati, Buffalo postponement where we didn't have a result. Now we deal with the neutral site situation. And then the Cowboys and the 49ers, guys, I'm all in on the Cowboys. 49ers aren't, you know what, I'm just going to go all in. Who cares? It's basically the end of the season. So I'm going to say 100% chance for the Cowboys. That's just because I'm trying to have fun and maybe finish in first. Obviously, if they lose, I basically lose all my points. It is what it is. The Cowboys are a team. They look phenomenal. Dak Prescott looks great. I can't really get a reading on San Francisco because it's so rare what Brock Purdy has done to where you think one of these games, the game script is not going to work out. It's going to be super negative. He's going to play from behind. He's a rookie 7th-round pick. He's going to force the ball into a window he shouldn't. There's going to be a pick six. There's going to be a fumble. There's going to be a pressure. Just nothing has materialized, and maybe Micah Parsons makes a game-changing play. Dak Prescott's just a little bit better and has more experience than Brock Purdy, and they win this game. But, San Francisco's roster is so talented. They were my preseason pick to go to the Super Bowl because I originally thought that Kyle Shanahan was going to win Coach of the Year with Trey Lance really breaking out, and he gets injured. They go to Jimmy G, and now they're on this magic carpet ride with Brock Purdy. So, I like the Cowboys in this one barely because when the playoffs started, I said it was going to be Cowboys versus Bills. I loved the Cowboys last week. I gave them a 100% chance. Everyone said no, the Bucs are going to win. I said, listen, people are really overreacting to Tom Brady. They're romanticizing his playoff success while they're not understanding, and really they've got a blind spot for him. They're not looking at this Buccaneers team. They're really not that good. And then we see the Buccaneers get absolutely demolished, and they were completely uncompetitive. So both the Saturday games, I've got kind of as toss-up. Really, I'll say probably all these games are toss-ups except for maybe the Chiefs one. The Chiefs one, I would, it would be very surprising if Trevor Lawrence went in and beat the Chiefs just based off of how the Jaguars won their last game coming back from 27-0. That's just not a recipe for success in terms of that. And then looking at my playoff challenge, so things are going pretty smoothly for me. I've got everyone on the ×2 multiplier because they all won. Unfortunately, either Christian McCaffrey or all of the Cowboys players are going to get knocked out for me, and I'll lose the multiplier. So hopefully the Cowboys win and the Buffalo Bills win, because then you get a ×3 multiplier with Allen, Diggs, Bass, and the Bills defense, and then I would also get a ×3 multiplier if Dallas wins with CD, Dalton Schultz, Pollard, and that's it. And then, if McCaffrey, if they lose, I'm going to have to pick another running back, and I don't get any multiplier. But right now, I'm in 7,000th place. I'd like to know. I feel like I had a pretty nice week. 22 points, 12 points, 22, 18, 17, 29, 10, 13. That should be better than 7,000th place, unless there's you know, a million entries, then that would be really good. But I don't think there's a million entries. So I think it's pretty good, you know, in terms of having all these double points and stuff. You know, not going with the strategy of taking both the 1 seeds, because I am not high on the 1 seeds this year. I do not think either of the 1 seeds will make the Super Bowl, Chiefs or the Eagles. I think the Chiefs got real lucky that the Chargers didn't win last week, because I would actually be picking the Chargers to upset the Chiefs this week, but the Chargers blew the massive lead, and I just don't have enough faith in Jacksonville with a super young quarterback going into Arrowhead and beating that Andy Reid-Mahomes tandem at this point. So guys, when it comes to my official picks, this is kind of where I stand. Again, with this one, it's probably really like I would say like a 60% chance, but I'm bringing it to 100 because I want to, if I win this, it'd be funny and I'd move up significantly, and it's the end of the season, so who really cares? Maybe I should just put them all at 100. No, I won't do that. I won't completely ruin it. I'll leave it like that. But guys, that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.